Alright, well here's something I'm finally gonna get around to today. It's June 11th. I probably should have done this a while ago, but haven't been able to really find the time. So yeah, this is the big spruce, the big one. Spruce number 1, I think. You can see, where are they? There's a bud forming right there, and then another one there. So, you know, for any of the ones that I'm going to keep, I'll prune it back to those first 2 buds. But I am going to get rid of quite a bit of this upper foliage today to push energy back down, try and get a bunch of back budding all throughout. You see the apex branches off into 2, and each of those branches off into 3 at the end with a whole bunch of growth. So I'm going to probably cut off this whole thing. I'll let this new shoot develop a little bit, see what that turns into, and then, you know, choose 2 of them eventually, and then I'll do the same thing over here. I'll probably cut this one off today and then let this tiny little guy grow, and then, you know, wherever I can, I'll do the same thing. I'll cut back to here and let these 2 new ones grow. Yeah, hopefully that'll send a lot of vigor shooting down the trunk, back budding all these branches. I've got trees all over the place this year, a bunch of tropicals over there and there. I've had several disasters. I think I've shown them on my update videos, but you'll probably see them after this video comes out. Anyways, tables falling over, plants completely coming out of all their soil. Just disastrous, but so far everything's living. So basically this, all of these, that, the crown of thorns, the Christmas cactus, the lemon, 2 more Christmas cactus, they all were just completely uprooted, almost bare rooted. It was a very sad thing to see, but so far they're surviving. My little blueberry in a pot here, sorry, raspberry, starting to grow some berries, and the one in the ground is just growing tons everywhere. My new Algonquin trees, some of them are, well, most of them anyways, are doing well. I still have to pot up a few of them, but yeah, almost everything is thriving. The last bit of Algonquin trees here. But anyways, I want to do this now. It's a bit too late probably. I should have done it earlier like I said, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. I've got this stone blade that I use every now and then to prune, you know, soft foliage. I'll do that for the fresh growth, and then I'll use the pruners, you know, for the lignified wood. Okay, I'll get the camera set up and go ahead and do that. I'll try and get some nice close-ups of some of these shots if I can. Okay, well, I'll make the first few cuts at this kind of distance. Got it down on the turntable. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna get rid of this big one first. It's quite a large cut, but needs to be done, so let's just get it over with. Try and make a nice flush cut with these good pruners. There we go. Pretty big one. Guess you can't see it back there. Maybe I'll leave this one and get rid of this one on the other side. So everything is, you know, branching off into 2 from 1. These are okay. I'll just get rid of the, you know, the stubs on the end of some of these from where I pruned them back last year and they died back too. Okay, so that's enough for this main branch. I'll do the shortening of the new growth after I do the main pruning over here now. So this one's kind of flowing out this way. I want this one to flow out that way. I said I was going to keep this one, but cut it back to the new growth here. Okay, there's that one. And I'm going to get rid of this branch because it's kind of overlapping this one that I want to keep. And there's a new little shoot growing out here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there. Okay, that one gone. And then there's a whole bunch coming out of here from kind of the same spot, but there's one growing here, so I'll get rid of the opposite one. And I think I can keep everything else just to, maintain some of the vigor. I don't want to weaken the whole tree too much. I'll just shorten some of these longer ones now. So here's, whoops, stepped on the turntable. So here's the first cuts with the stone blade. I'm gonna go to these longer shoots here and count. Well, there's 2 nice buds coming out right there. So I'll cut back to right above that. And I'm using the stone because I don't want to use scissors. I don't want to cut off any needles that I don't want or that I don't need to, so they don't turn brown. You can just kind of slice right through this fresh green growth like that. So there's one, and no cut needles, so they'll stay nice and green. And the same thing here, there's 2 buds at the same spot again, so slice it right here. Oops, not enough. Okay. I'll just try and do these faster now. There's not really any buds coming off this one until farther down. Actually, there's one there, one there. I'll just cut it off to the first one. That one, just kind of take the tip off. This one's here. 2 nice buds. Okay, I think that's enough over here. These ones I can just, they're much shorter, so that's kind of balanced this top part here. Spin it around and do the same for the other side. Alright, I think that's good for that side. Just gonna fix the camera angle a little bit. Alright, so everything above this point is good now. Nice and balanced. This one needs a bit of work. There's 3 branches coming out of the same spot at the end. And I think I'll get rid of this one because it's kind of under this one here. I might end up getting rid of a lot of this in the future, but for now I'm just trying to get everything to grow, you know, in its own light. So yeah, I'll take this whole little branch out. And yeah, maybe I'll do something really drastic down here actually. So there's a tiny little shoot growing here, which means actually the small shoot kind of goes straight out from the main branch, so I'm gonna take out the small one in the middle. And I'm going to cut back this long one to the fresh growth down here. Going to keep everything. I think for now, you know, the ends are splitting off into 3, but I think for now I'm gonna keep them like that. Maintain a little bit of vigor, and then next time I can prune everything back to 2 branches. I've done that to some of the ones higher up as well. Just trying to keep the tree alive and push growth down into the lower parts of it, you know, rather than being worried about ramification or anything like that at this stage. Okay, so this one has died off. I'll cut it off nice and flush, more or less. There's a little one growing out here, but there's another one right opposite. I'll get rid of this one. Let this other one grow. There's kind of a whole lot going on here. I think I'm gonna get rid of this thick branch. I don't really need a lot of thick branches up top just yet. Actually, I won't get rid of the whole thing. Bring it back to there. And this one is a little bit unnecessary. Growing kind of in the same direction. I'll get rid of that little kind of sucker. This one's died off. That one just cut off the dead part. Leave that. Cut off the dead part here. Is all this on camera? Yep, that's good. Kind of some tricky decisions down here. I think I'll keep this. I'll get rid of this one because I kind of like this branch. I'll try and develop that one. And I'll get rid of that one. Get rid of this little one because it's crossing over. Can just shorten these long ones here. That's fine. I'll leave those. Get rid of this one that's growing straight up. This one underneath is dead as not actively growing anyways. This little shoot can stay for now just to add some vigor. I think time to change the camera angle a little bit again. Okay, so there's kind of a tricky spot here. There's a few branches coming out in the same area, creating kind of a little bit of a, knob or reverse taper here. So I'm going to keep this branch that kind of, gently sweeps down a little bit and then comes back up. Even though this is growing back at the wrong direction, I want to keep this branch healthy and develop it out this way. This one is growing in the exact same direction as this one above, and I want to keep that. So I'm going to get rid of this one. But, I kind of like keeping a little bit of the deadwood down below on a spruce especially, conifer. So there is one bud here, so if that ended up developing, it could grow a little bit. And if it's, I'll probably end up getting rid of it all anyways. But so I'll just kind of pinch this bud off back here. I don't want that to develop now. And then I'll just cut back to here and leave this little bit of deadwood there to match, this and these down here. If I eventually cut off this lower branch, it'll be also some deadwood there. I think it kind of adds some interesting character to a tree like this. So anyways, I've got this branch, and then this one almost comes out at the same spot, but not quite. For now, I'll keep them both. I might end up getting rid of this one in the future because this one kind of comes at a similar angle. Anyways, future decisions. For now, I think I'll just limit this little bit of deadwood. I didn't really like it how it was hanging down too much there. I'll take the bits off of the dead stubs off the ends of that branch. New growth can develop. This one is pretty messy here. This is kind of crowding with all that, and this thing is growing off in a weird direction, and these other ones aren't growing actively, so I'm just gonna get rid of this whole branch actually, right here. And then I'll let this grow. Hopefully that'll kind of, as it grows, you know, get a little heavier. Maybe I can tie it down a little so it's not growing straight up like that. This bit isn't growing. There's that. I think maybe I'll do an extra close-up of cutting these green ones, but I'm not gonna shorten too much of this lower growth, just a few of these that are longer, because I want, you know, all the sap to just flow right out to the ends of these branches and force some back budding. Much more I can or should do right now. Probably nothing. You know, this looks kind of weird down here, but I'm just gonna leave it all, I think. Really try and get this lower branch growing strongly, and then I can prune it back at a future date. Okay, yeah, I'll just do these ones real quick. Okay, so I've got these ones here that I want to cut back. See, in this one, there's a little bud up here. That's it really, but that's fine. I'll just cut it back to that one. So I'll take the blade, put it right in between these needles. Actually, there's a tiny little one developing there, so I'll just cut it back right here. There we go. I cut a few needles there, but that's fine. A couple buds near the end. There we go. And this terminal one, maybe I'll just leave that alone. No, I'll shorten that one. Just taking the tip off. There's two nice buds back there. And then I'll keep this one intact, this one back here, because I want that to be kind of the leader going in that direction. I'll take this one off entirely because it's growing under here. This one also. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Right, well, that's it for this tree. Took quite a bit off today. Definitely the most pruning I've ever done on this tree. Hopefully that will encourage a lot of back budding and, you know, sub-branching, branch division, ramification lower down. And then, you know, next spring I probably won't repot it again because I did repot and do some root training this spring. Next year I'll probably keep it in this pot for 2 years and then do some more root training. So it's gonna have, you know, this growing season and then a full undisturbed growing season next year to really put on vigor and a lot of growth And hopefully by then it won't be looking so much like a sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and it'll look more like a large, kind of informal, upright bonsai. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. I like this one. It's my largest tree by a long shot. So I'm really gonna put a lot of work into this one and hope everything goes well. All right, that's it for this tree. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers.